Good afternoon. Can you believe that it's been a year? I joined Midlands Mediation Center September 4th of 2018. I was excited about the opportunity to work with a Community Mediation Center. Although Midlands Mediation Center changed its name, its foundational origin was that of a Community Mediation Center. In preparation for my new job, I took time to learn more about a Community Mediation Center. NAFCM, the National Association for Community Mediation Centers, had identified the characteristics and commitment of a community mediation center in an acronym, which I learned and valued: coalition. Coalition was the word which summarized a center, a place which is community-based, open, accessible, low cost, inclusive, timely, innovative, outcome-driven, and newsworthy. These 9 characteristics are the benchmark for the foundation of a community mediation center. I want everyone to understand the 9 hallmarks associated with a community mediation center. The lack of understanding may cause individuals to wonder, what in the world are we doing here at Midlands? But when you understand better these 9 hallmarks, you have a better understanding of what it is that we do as the Midlands Mediation Center. The first hallmark: we are a private nonprofit with mediators, staff, and a governing board representing the diversity of our community that we serve. That makes us community-based. Second, we use trained volunteer mediators as providers of mediation services. We affirm that the practice of mediation is open to all persons. Therefore, we are intentional to seek individuals who are willing to become mediators out of our own community. That's what makes us open. Thirdly, we provide direct access to the public through self-referrals, and we strive to reduce barriers to our service, including but not limited to physical, language, cultural, traumatic, and economic barriers. We make sure that our facilities are available for persons with physical disabilities, as well as to help people who may have language barriers. So we make sure that we provide translators to those persons that English is not their first language. We've gone so far as to, when we have clients who are hearing impaired, that we make available people who can do sign language to help them do that. At Midlands Mediation Center, we do everything that we can to help our clients to ensure that they have accessibility to the service of mediation. Fourth, we provide services to clients regardless of their ability to pay. That's what makes us low cost. We provide a sliding scale fee to our clients who use our family mediation services. We also provide a standard fee for community mediation, so it allows every person in the community to have access to mediation. Number 5, Midlands Mediation understands that everything we do is intentional to be inclusive of all persons. We are inclusive in our service and in our hiring. We do not discriminate, period, based on any measure. So therefore, we are an inclusive organization. Hallmarks 6 and 7 are the crust of a mediation center. Some centers are either or, and few are both. There are mediation centers which generate hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue based on Hallmark 7, as these type of centers are usually annexed for government agencies, and those centers provide mediation services as a partnership with the courts or the government. And therefore, their funding usually comes through the government entities. Here at Midlands Mediation Center, we strive to be both Hallmark 6 and Hallmark 7. See, Hallmark 6 is where we provide a forum for dispute resolution at its earliest stage. That makes us timely. Our work with community training, conversations, circles, and restorative practice are those activities which help us address conflict at its earliest stage. Community and neighborhood mediation and public forums are ways to assist in addressing issues before they become violent or before they become too out of control that no one can deal with it. And hopefully we make that happen before it even occurs. We provide a forum for disputes at its earliest stage. That's what makes us timely. See, in mediation, we have to make sure that people have an opportunity to talk through issues before they become conflict. So therefore, we are very intentional to make sure we provide opportunities for community training to build skills up in our community, so people can address conflict at its earliest stage. We also offer conversation where we can talk through issues that may be affecting our community, as well as circles conversations and restorative practice. Those are activities that help people to address conflict at its most earliest stage. But not only do we do those things, we also provide for community mediation as well as neighborhood mediation. When neighbors have dispute, we want to hit those disputes before they become too violent or too out of hand to be controlled and lead to lawsuits. Public forums are another way in which we hopefully help to address issues before they become a community problem or a major community issue. We also provide Hallmark 7, which provides an alternative to the judicial system at any stage of conflict. That makes us innovative. We are extremely creative in making sure that individuals who have the opportunity can participate in mediation before going to court. We are part of the magistrate court system, where we provide mediation to a magistrate court for those parties who are seeking a jury trial. This saves taxpayer dollars. We also help families to go through mediation prior to their hearings with the family courts. So we are very thankful that we're able to provide both Hallmark 6 and Hallmark 7 to our community. Hallmark 8 and 9, this is where impact happens. Here at Midlands, we provide a community conference every year, the Women's Symposium, on the table dialogues through the Central Carolina Foundation, and community luncheons are a few ways that we initiate, facilitate, and educate for collaborative community relationships to affect positive systemic change. That makes us outcome oriented. We're not meeting just to meet. We're meeting to make sure that we're involved in ways of listening to our community and to hear what are the real issues within our community. We are currently working via a task force to bring awareness to youth trauma caused by bullying and racial discrimination. The task force was the result of a grant from NAFCM through the AAA ICDR Grant Foundation. The AAA is the American Association of Arbitrators, and ICDR is the International Center for Dispute Resolution. One of the outcomes is the Parents, A Moment to Excel, in which we're calling parents who have been stuck with their children during the COVID pandemic and giving them an opportunity to have conversation with one another, just to have a basic conversation between parents about the issues that they're facing during this COVID crisis. We strive to meet Hallmark 9, and that is engaging in public awareness and educational activities about the values and practice of mediation. That makes us newsworthy. We haven't been as effective in getting public awareness about the work, value, and practice of mediation in our community, and that includes the entire Midlands. If you leave here with nothing else during this session, we want to make sure that you remember that Midlands Mediation Center is here to help everyone understand the big M of mediation. That is the alternative to the judicial system, while we work together to promote the small M of mediation. That's community engagement, education, empowerment towards systemic change. So, in the scope of the 9 hallmarks, I discovered through the listening session another grant funded by NAFCM that the Community Mediation Centers are the result of the 1964 Civil Rights Act, Title 10, and provides us a direct link to the work of the Department of Justice Community Relations Services, which is the work housed within the South Carolina, within the Human Affairs Commission. The Title 10 invites us to advocate for peaceful relationship among our citizens of the community. Community Mediation Centers are the private entity to the government Community Relations Services. We are here to help our community resolve conflict, improve relationship, and strengthen community. South Carolina has community relation councils. These group works to make sure that issues impacting the community are addressed. We are currently working with South Carolina Indian Affairs Commission to get every chief trained in mediation. It has been a slow process and COVID halted everything, but we're going to make sure we get these types of training completed throughout the Midlands.